return to the estate. The worried parents rush to their daughter. Cecile begins to cry and ask for their forgiveness. The Lord is very happy that the girl is safe. He asks her forgiveness for everything he said then. Then, taking her face in his hands and looking into her eyes, the man tells Cecile not to worry about anything anymore. They are about to resume mining mithril, and with its help they will free the girl from her noble debt. Now Alan understands why Boron was in such a hurry with this. The boy thinks that if he had worked with the Order together from the very beginning, perhaps Mihai would have remained alive. But Cecile insists that grief speaks in her father. The girl assures that she will fulfill her noble duty. Just as her brother Mikhail understood, she refuses to run away or hide. So half a year has passed since Mihai's death. Life in the Granville household is back to normal. The Knight's Order has completely destroyed the Goblin village. In truth, it was Alan who did all of this. People are gradually rebuilding villages near the mithril mines. Mining is expected to begin in late summer. The Baron is not worried about anything, as everything is going according to plan. He only thinks about what Carnell will do, having lost his income from the mithril. His affairs are in complete disarray. Therefore, the Granville family must be on guard. March comes. Alan climbs the mountain. The boy is sure that Cecile would not come here because climbing this mountain is very difficult. But the girl asks to hunt monsters. The boy understands that she wants to become stronger, but the Baron will never allow her to do so, although the sorceress's help would not hurt him. Alan reaches his destination. In front of him are monsters that interfere with the extraction of mithril, as well as a source of experience. C-rank monsters, armadillo ants. The nest contains over 1,000 individuals. Their queen is the boss. She lays eggs and replenishes the colony with new ants. Alan has much less information about the enemy now. 1,000 individuals sounds very dangerous. The exact number of monsters is not visible from the sky. But they have only one exit from the nest. It is very huge. Even though it is inconvenient, the ants still have a greater advantage if Alan gets inside. To do this, the boy must first reduce their numbers. Alan plans to use the same tactics as before. First, the boy will summon 6 bears. It was this world that taught Alan how to fight. However, time is of the essence. The battle begins. Alan's creatures have a lot of experience, so they attack weak points. But the opponents are overwhelming in numbers. The boy placed 3 bears on an ant in order to suffer as few losses as possible. The intelligence of bears is 130 units. However, they do not have access to strategies and tactics due to their low intelligence, and, therefore, they make many mistakes. Hawk has a higher intelligence, 50 plus 200. Alan combines the bear and the bird. This will make things go faster. A whole month has passed, and the boy still hasn't cleared out the nest. Twice a week, 200 individuals. If you think about it, he should have killed more than 2,000 opponents by now. If what they said was true, then he should have cleared out the nest by now. But the strangest thing is that a few days after the ants are killed, their corpses simply disappear. There is a possibility that the queen eats them in order to produce new ones. Alan gains a huge amount of experience. The ants come out of the nest one by one, so the boy can't even take them. The boy has no choice but to change his tactics. It's May. Alan gets permission from the Baron and can change his schedule. He decides to fight 2 days in a row to finally clear the lair. After 2 months, 5,000 individuals have been killed. Alan does not waste time returning, so he kills 300 individuals at a time. Finally, there is silence. This means that the boy has cleared the lair. Although the lair is mostly cleared, the queen ant is still alive. Alan decides to conduct avian reconnaissance and sends Hawk and the other birds on this mission. The cave has many rooms and tunnels. One of the birds dies, so Alan has to summon another one. He also deactivates the bears. But there is a problem, because the bears can't see anything in the dark. Alan finds a solution. He will control them with the eyes of Hollow. The animals find themselves in the room for young animals. 8 passages are explored at a time. The boy decides that if any bear gets hurt, he will call a new one. And to that place, he will send a flying biting brigade. Alan calls Hollow back to the map. The boy's head is already spinning from their ancient RPG maze. It's already evening. It's time for him to return to the mansion. But he can't miss such a chance. After some calculations, Alan finds the queen ant. There shouldn't be any mistakes, so the boy confidently moves towards her. Alan tries to remain calm. This is a B-rank opponent. With his intelligence, he can only use exchange with B-rank creatures. The queen's chambers are 5 kilometers from the entrance. She is guarded by 10 ants. The boy must use strategy again. Alan relies on Hollow and asks the bird to guide him to his destination, since the cave is very dark. 2 months have not passed in vain. The boy has prepared as he should. Having seen the Queen of Ants, he cannot help but notice her enormous size. But her head is about the same size as he is. They will act according to the old tactics. The bears begin to get rid of their minions. Some time passes. Alan loses several of his creatures in the battle, but they get rid of the minions. Losses continue, but there are still survivors. The Queen Ant simply won't be able to deal with them that quickly. Since she is clumsy, Alan orders the creatures to aim for her stomach. They seem to be winning. A little more time passes and the Queen is defeated. For her, the boy receives 45,000 experience. He spent only 20 creatures to deal with her. It always took at least 100 to deal with the Orc King. It looks like Alan will have to spend the night here, since at this time he simply won't be allowed into the village. The boy hopes that no one will be angry with him here, because this time the head of the order won't be able to cover for him. Therefore, he needs proof of victory. The ant nest smells really bad. It took Alan 2 months to clean out one nest. During this time, he killed 5,000 ants. It seems that the queen had managed to lay 4,000 eggs. Perhaps that is why she was so weak. Monsters also need food and energy to build up their strength. Did they really expect to simply overwhelm and defeat Alan with sheer numbers? After the boy has collected all the magic stones, it is time to move out. Suddenly, Alan's attention is drawn to something glittering. Looking closely, the boy notices another stone. But this stone has never been seen before. But after examining it in even more detail, Alan suddenly had